Welcome back to another episode of Funk's Film Reviews. My name is Corey Funk, and I'm doing little segments of my best films. I did a full list of them, and now I'm doing each by year till it hits 2023. Because 2024, I won't be doing until I do my top 10 list of 2024, and then I have to wait for the year to be done for that. But yeah, 2020, now we're at 2025. My last one was 2024. In 2025, this movie is actually directed by two directors, but they kind of have three directors type thing. And the directors are Robert Rodriguez, Frank Miller, and Quentin Tarantino with the little yellow bastard segments you will see in it. But it's basically three different type storylines kind of woven into one. And the actors in the movie, you have Bruce Willis, Jessica Alba, which in my opinion, this one and Idle Hands are the only decent movies with Jessica Alba in. She's pretty, but she's not usually the best actress. And that's just my opinion. But I do love this film that I'm talking about. And I'm it's good old Bruce Willis, Jessica Alba, Mickey Rourke, Michael Clark Duncan, Elijah Wood, Clive Owen, Rosario Dawson, Brittany Murphy, Benicio del Toro. A lot of those that's a bunch of the people in this movie. Powers Booth, Rutger Hauer, so many, a huge cast. Josh Hartnett in the very beginning, little tiny segment before they do the very creative. And this movie actually got a R rating in Canada, which is almost like an NC-17 there, but somehow they still had the R rating in the States, but it's because of like some of the violence in the movie. But unlike movies like Terrifier, I actually feel that the violence works for this movie. Sorry for Terrifier fans, I think of Terrifier as gore porn. Just my opinion. And the director himself basically said he makes scenes to see how sick and depraved it could be. So to me, that's kind of why I look at it like gore porn. Sorry, not sorry. But one of the first storylines that deals with Bruce Willis' character plays John Hartigan, who rescues a little girl and all that from almost getting molested. And then years later, he goes back and this little girl is all grown up and all that. And he basically always trying to protect this girl. And then she gets kidnapped. And he goes off to try to find Nancy. That's just Jessica Alba's character. And then one of the other storylines has Mickey Rourke playing Marv, who has a affair with, well, not an affair, he's not married, so it's not an affair, but he has a night with a prostitute who ends up getting killed, but he still wants to avenge this prostitute death. And this prostitute is portrayed by another actress I forgot to mention, is Jamie King, and her name in the show is Goldie, and he goes to find out who killed Goldie, because even though it was a prostitute, he had one of the best nights of his life, so he still wants to avenge. And also one of the other storylines is Clive Owen, who plays Dwight, who's protecting the women of O-Town, the Sin City, and they accidentally kill a guy who was basically, he was a corrupt cop, and that corrupt cop is played by Benicio del Toro. And this movie has amazing visuals. Like most of it's black and white, but they throw like little spats of color in it, like sometimes with the violence. And they have a character they call the Yellow Bastard, which is played by Nick Stahl. And his character is entirely yellow, and he plays the young Rourke guy or whatever. Yellow Bastard is the young Rourke guy. And also when they're looking for There's also the guy played by Rutger Hauer's the Father O'Rourke. And yes, this movie is it's a very good movie, but it's very violent movie. But like I said, I think the violent works with the storyline. And Robert Rodriguez, and I think this movie should have been nominated for a couple Oscars. Number one, when you look at the makeup of Marv and all that, I think makeup could have been a category that it should have been nominated to the Oscars. You could have easily taken out Cinderella Man. It was my favorite movie of that year, so obviously I wish picture too, but I'm giving, like, I would say makeup. Another one is Mickey Rourke's performance as Marv, because he is a badass with a heart of gold, and just I liked Mickey Rourke's character a lot in this film, and I wish he would have gotten nominated for portraying Marv in this. And another one I wish would have gotten nominated for is the art direction. The art direction and the production design. I have never seen, I mean, yes, they try to use the same thing in the movie The Spirit, but how they tell this story in this is like the art direction. I've never seen anything like it, how they use the black and white, they throw the color in, and it's a beautiful movie in that aspect of things. It's a violent masterpiece, Sin City. And that's why Sin City is my favorite film of 2005, but there are some honorable mentions of that year. Like, I love the movie Capote. That would be my second favorite movie of that year, with Philip Seymour Hoffman, which was one of the best performances of that decade. I also really like Batman Begins, and I also really liked Crash and Brokeback Mountain. Yes, I like both those movies. Sue me. I think, but I actually like Capote better than those two movies, which would drive a lot of them up to say, but Sin City is my favorite movie of 2005. Double gold masterpiece. This has been Funk's Film Reviews. Have yourselves a good one. Bye.